Welcome back. In today's video I'll be showing you how to transfer all data from your old Samsung phone to your new Google Pixel. I'll be formatting the video as if you've just got your new Google Pixel, so there will be all the steps to get you up and running on your new device with all the data, and you can start unboxing it now if you haven't already. Feel free to use the chapters to skip past any sections you've already done. Let's get started. There's a few things to mention before we can start with the actual transfer. First, it's important to talk about the SIM card. There seems to be mixed opinions on whether you should move it before or after the transfer. It shouldn't affect the transfer in any way, and I've already moved the SIM over. The transfer may bring the data off your microSD card if you have one and put it onto the internal storage of your new phone. If you don't want it to do this, you could remove the SD card for now and then insert it into your new phone after the switch, but only if it supports one. Again, make sure your devices are off if you do this. Another thing to mention is that the transfer won't delete the data on your old Samsung phone. That device will still work as normal with your files and apps. The only difference will be that because it doesn't have a SIM, no cellular functions will work, but it will still have Wi-Fi for us to be able to transfer. Next, make sure both your phones have enough battery power to be able to complete the transfer, and I'd recommend having the charging cable ready if you need to charge either device during the transfer. You may also want to use the cable to transfer the data between the two devices, however a good Wi-Fi connection should work fine. You could also check that you are signed into the correct Google account on your old Samsung phone. You should be able to check this on the account settings page, as you'll need to make sure you use this same Google account on your new Google Pixel. Turn on Bluetooth on your old device now as well, as you might need this for the setup and transfer. Finally, the method may vary slightly depending on your One UI or Android version on your Samsung device, so you could check for software updates to get to the latest version. We're now ready to power on our new Google Pixel for the first time. Power your old device back on as well now if you haven't already. Wait until the first setup page loads, and then you can change your language or change the accessibility settings by tapping on these options. Tap on Get Started, and now you should be on a screen called Setup using another device. Make sure you tap on the Pixel or Android device option here. A QR code will appear on your Google Pixel, and you need to scan this with your Samsung phone. You should be able to do this by opening the camera app on your Samsung and holding it above the QR code. Then tap on the link that appears. You may be asked to turn on Bluetooth now if you haven't done so already. Tap on Continue to do this, and then wait for it to connect. Your Google Pixel should now connect to the Wi-Fi network that is used on your Samsung phone, without you needing to enter any passwords, but if you are required to connect to one manually, choose yours from the list and enter the password. Next, allow the automatic setup to continue until you are on the page called Verify that it's you. On here you need to enter the information it requests, which should be the passcode from your old Samsung device. Enter this in the box, and then you can check or uncheck the box depending on whether you want to use this PIN on your new Google Pixel. After this, continue to the next page. You might now be asked to set up an unlock type on your new device, such as fingerprints. Follow the steps for this, but you can skip this section if you want. But if you want to add your fingerprints now, agree to the terms, and then scan your fingerprint multiple times until it's added, and then tap on Next or Continue. The next page should be called Copy Data from your Android device. Make sure you choose to do this, so for me I need to tap on Next. Allow the automatic steps to complete until you see the page where you can choose exactly which data you want to transfer. It is up to you what you want to select here, but you can use the checkbox next to each category to select the data type, such as photos and messages. If you want everything transferred, then leave all the boxes checked. Just make sure you don't go over the storage limit. Tap on Copy when you're happy with the selected data, and then allow this to complete. It could take a while depending on how much data you are transferring, but you should be able to continue with the setup on your Google Pixel. The next page relates to Google Services. You can customize this to your preference and continue when you're happy. For example, you may want to opt out of diagnostics data being sent. The next page is regarding warranty information, so you can just select the correct country to check it, and then continue through the pages. One of the pages should be called Continue Setup, which we can do now, so tap on Continue. And now you can set up things like the Google Assistant by following the steps and reading the commands. You can choose to skip this by tapping on No Thanks or Set Up Later. There should then be a general setup screen where you can choose the individual elements to customize. For example, you can customize the text size or set up additional features. Tap on Next or Continue and work through the remaining few pages and choose your preferred options for each. If all the data is now transferred, you should see the Copying's Done page, or you might need to wait until this is finished. Remember to keep an eye on the battery level of your devices, and if you're unsure about this, connect them to the charger. Once the transfer is complete, tap on Done and there should now only be 1 or 2 pages left. Once you've followed the remaining setup steps and completed the overall device setup, you should now be on the home screen of your Google Pixel and have all your data on it. This includes things like your wallpaper. I'd now recommend checking that everything has copied over before you delete the contents of your old phone if you choose to do that in the future. Remember that data could still be transferring in the background. You can always move files and photos manually via the internet or a PC later, as the data on your old phone will not be deleted as mentioned at the start. If you don't see all of your apps yet, don't worry, as these will probably still be installing, so check by swiping down from the top of the screen to see your notifications. Allow these to download and install, and it might take a while depending on how many apps need to be downloaded. Remember that some of the apps on your device might require sign-ins again, and some will have their own way of transferring data and backups. So check for the method for each of the apps you own if their data wasn't transferred within the app. You can now check out your new Google Pixel and continue to set up and customize the device in the Settings app. For example, you might want to set a data limit and warning, customize the display settings, or just explore the different options. That's how to transfer all data from your old Samsung phone to your new Google Pixel. Click or tap the card on screen now to watch a video of mine showing you 10 easy ways to speed up your Android phone. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments below, and if you did find today's video helpful, remember to leave a like and feel free to subscribe for more tips in the future. Be sure to stick around to see some of my other videos that you might be interested in. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.